Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my videos. On this video I am going to be giving you my starting 11 prediction ahead of our game against Bournemouth at Old Trafford tomorrow 3 o'clock kickoff. As you all know, I've already given you my preview for the game. I gave you my preview yesterday night. I presume that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be doing his press conference today, so I will be giving you my reaction to his press conference later on. So anyway, let's get on with it. So Solskjaer has confirmed he will be rotating his squad in this game against Bournemouth. But I do believe that he'll go with a similar lineup to the one as he did go with against Brighton, or he'll just make a couple of changes. So I'm gonna go with the 4-2-3-1 formation. So I'm gonna go with David De Gea in goal. Of course, we know that David De Gea is going to remain our number one goalkeeper for the remainder of this season. Probably is going to be our number one goalkeeper next season as well. Of course, David De Gea, this has been his 9th season at Manchester United. He's actually approaching now his 10th year at the football club. I think David De Gea is still regarded as one of the best goalkeepers in the world, reflecting on what he's achieved at Manchester United. You know, because he has won everything domestically with us, and he's also won individual awards, reflecting on his good run of performances. And David De Gea has nearly made 400 appearances for us in all competitions. I think David De Gea has had 7 good years out of the 9 years he's been at Manchester United, because in the last couple of years he has been a liability, reflecting on the calamitous mistakes that he has made. David De Gea has been at the football club since the Alex Ferguson era. We got him from Atletico Madrid back in 2011. We paid £17 million for him. Now, don't forget, last September, David De Gea had signed a 4-year deal at Man United worth 375 grand a week. So David De Gea, he's the highest paid goalkeeper in the world, and he's the highest paid at the football club. When David De Gea eventually leaves Manchester United, I think he will go back to Spain. The main explanations is because he was born in Spain, his relatives and his girlfriend's from Spain. Don't forget, back in 2015, which was 5 years ago, David De Gea was close to joining Real Madrid, but due to a fax machine, his move to Real Madrid did not materialise in that. But yeah, so yeah, he will be in goal, will David De Gea. But don't forget, Solskjaer the other week was talking about Dean Henderson, and he said, you know, he expects Dean Henderson to be England's number one goalkeeper and Manchester United's number one goalkeeper in the future. Probably means a foreseeable future. Dean Henderson's going to stay on loan with Sheffield United for the remainder of this season. This has been Dean Henderson's 2nd season on loan with Sheffield United, and I've got to say, he has been Sheffield United's player of the season. You know, he's had quite a few loan spells with Stockport, Grimsby, Shrewsbury. We got Dean Henderson in 2011 from Carlisle. We got him at just the age of 14, but we won't get rid of Dean Henderson permanently because we see him as a long-term replacement for David De Gea. So yeah, so David De Gea, you know, will be in goal. Of course, David De Gea had nothing really to do in the previous game against Brighton. I think he only had 2 saves to make. That was from Aaron Connolly and Maupay. Obviously, you know, in the game against Tottenham, you know, he got heavily criticised, did David De Gea, because in reality, he should have kept out Steven Bergwijn's shot, and it was actually Roy Keane that had criticised him. So yeah. Wan-Bissaka at right back, obviously. Wan-Bissaka is our first choice right back. Wan-Bissaka, I thought, was very, very good in the 3-0 win against Brighton. Of course, he got the assist for Mason Greenwood's first goal. I thought he showed really good attacking intent. His defensive contribution was also very, very good. I thought his deliveries from the attacking third of the pitch were also good as well. And we are now starting to see the attacking side of Wan-Bissaka's game. You know, we did get him £45 million from Crystal Palace last summer. You know, what a season he has enjoyed. And, you know, Wan-Bissaka is definitely, you know, one of the best right-backs in the Premier League. And he's still only very, very young. Centre halves, Victor Lindelof and Harry Maguire. You know, they are our first choice centre halves. Victor Lindelof, thought he had a very, very good game against Brighton. Thought he dealt with one-on-one situations very, very good. His composure was also good. This has been, you know, Victor Lindelof's third season at Manchester United. Like I said to you, I thought he struggled for that consistency in his first season. Didn't really settle in, but I thought last season and this season, a lot of aspects of his game have really, really improved. We paid £30 million for Lindelof from Benfica back in 2017. Yeah, Harry Maguire, I think, you know, he's also done very, very well for us as well. He's done very, very well for us. This has been Harry Maguire's first season at Manchester United. You know, we did pay £80 million for him last summer from Leicester, so he's the second most expensive signing at the club, just behind Paul Pogba, and he's the most expensive centre-half in the world. I think Harry Maguire has now got, 3 goals for Manchester United? Of course, he scored against Chelsea earlier on in the season. Didn't he score in the Tranmere game, if I'm right? And he also scored in the 2-1 win against Norwich in the FA Cup quarter-finals. He scored in the 118th minute of extra time. I think we made the right decision, by the way, by giving Harry Maguire the captaincy. We're giving the captaincy reflecting on Ashley Young's departure. Yeah, so they'll be at centre-half, Maguire and Lindelof. Luke Shaw at left-back. We know that Luke Shaw is going to remain our first choice left back for the remainder of this season. I'm not too sure about next season. We've obviously, you know, got Brandon Williams as well at left back, and I think, to be fair, Brandon Williams has enjoyed a very, very good season for us. But, you know, obviously Luke Shaw is more experienced, and that's what, you know, Solskjaer will go on. I thought Luke Shaw had a very, very good game against Brighton as well. He really, really did. You know, I thought he showed good attacking intent, defensive contribution good. You know, pressed very, very well with the ball. And, you know, Luke Shaw, a lot of aspects of his game have really, really improved. Don't forget, Luke Shaw missed the first part of the season with injury. You know, Luke Shaw sustained quite a few injuries as a Manchester United player. That's my only element of concern about Luke Shaw, is that he's injury prone. This has been now his 6th season at the football club. We paid £30 million for him from Southampton back in 2014. So yeah, so that'll be it'll be Luke Shaw at left back. The midfield, Paul Pogba and Nemanja Matic. That's what I think he's going to go with. You know, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think Pogbino's made a fantastic impact since the resumption of the season. Like I said to you, know, Paul Pogba was a big miss for us earlier on in the season, because don't forget, earlier on in the season, Paul Pogba was out with an ankle injury. You know, he really, really was. I thought he was good when he came on against Tottenham. He was also very, very good in the Sheffield United game. You know, I think he created the most chances in the Sheffield United game. Also did well when he came on against Norwich. Pogba was also fantastic against Brighton. I thought his combination with Bruno Fernandes was exceptional. I think Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes is definitely the best midfield partnership in the Premier League. And I said that partnership is going to work out, but they are both flourishing together. But, you know, what an impact Paul Pogba has made since the resumption of the season. I think he is going to finish the season on a high, is Paul Pogba. So, yeah. So, Paul Pogba, you know, will be in that midfield alongside Nemanja Matic. Nemanja Matic, you know, I've also been very, very impressed with him. You know, a lot of aspects of his game have really, really improved. I thought he did very, very well against Brighton. I thought he showed good stability in possession. I thought there was a lot of tempo to his play. My only element of concern about Matic is that obviously he's slow. That's me, you know, one of my element of concerns about him. I mean, he is aging up, his Matic, but, you know, he's doing very, very well for us now. This has now been his 3rd season at Manchester United. We paid £40 million for him from Chelsea back in 2017. So that'll be the 2 midfielders. The three attackers, of course, you'll have Bruno Fernandes in the number 10. You know, Bruno Fernandes has enjoyed a fantastic start to his Manchester United career. He's enjoyed a fantastic start to his Manchester United career. Like I said, he scored twice in our 3-0 win against Brighton recently. I think that's now, is it 5 or 6 goals for Bruno Fernandes since his arrival at Manchester United. In nearly every Premier League match, he has been given man of the match, reflecting on his good performances. Don't forget, back in February, he won Premier League Player of the Month, reflecting on his good run of performances as well. You know, but he's definitely made the difference in the team. It's just amazing how one player can make a difference. We haven't lost since Bruno Fernandes came in. We got Bruno Fernandes in a deal worth £65 million with add-ons included. And I think when we signed him in January, he signed was it a 5-year deal or was it a 5.5-year deal? But he's like two players in one. He's very infectious, can create chances, can also score goals. And that's what we was missing earlier on in the season, was that creative midfielder, but we have now got it. On the left-hand side, I think, we're going to put Rashford on the left-hand side, yeah. Of course, Rashford has been playing out wide this season. And it's good, now that, Marcus Rashford's back, because I said he was a big miss earlier on in the season, was Rashford, because he was out with a back injury. I don't think he's done too bad since the resumption of the season. Maybe he could do better. Obviously, he wants to end his 7-month goal drought, because I don't think he scored for 7 months. Since the resumption of the season, though, Rashford has actually, created some good chances. He really, really has created some very, very good chances. But I think in the 3-0 win against Brighton, Rashford was off the pace a little bit. But he will be on the left-hand side. I think we'll start Mason Greenwood on the right against Bournemouth as well. Don't forget, Mason Greenwood has started our last 2 league games. I said, didn't I, he'll get more starts now, Will Greenwood, because the vast majority of his appearances this season have come from that substitutes bench. He's my preferred option over Daniel James, is Mason Greenwood. Like I said, in the game against Brighton, he scored the first goal. He also got the assist for Bruno Fernandes' third. And, this has been Mason Greenwood's first full season in the senior squad. And he is only very, very young. And I think we're going to put Anthony Martial in that central position. We have been playing Martial in that central position for this season. And I think he's actually been very, very effective in that central position as Martial. He actually predominantly plays out wide, because in the 4 previous seasons, Martial has been playing out wide. This has now been Martial's 5th season at Manchester United. He's done very, very well under Solskjaer. This season he's on 19 goals, just like Rashford is. But I think one of the best seasons Anthony Martial enjoyed was his debut season under the Louis van Gaal era. We got Anthony Martial as a 19-year-old, and he is now 24. So that is your starting 11 prediction for this game. I think that lineup is exactly the same lineup as we went with against Brighton. I said he'll go with the exact same lineup, or he will make a couple of changes and all of that. But yeah. So you saw my preview for the game yesterday. This is a game Manchester United should win against Bournemouth. If we do win this game against Bournemouth tomorrow, we will go into the top 4. It's been a very, very good week for us, because Chelsea lost 3-2 to West Ham. Leicester lost away at Everton 2-1. So, there's a chance now we can get into that top 4. We will go 1 point ahead of Chelsea if we do beat Bournemouth. But, Solskjaer has recently laid out his objectives for the remainder of the season, and he says, Manchester United can finish third, and, we can finish third. Also, too, the FA Cup and the Europa League are 2 priorities for us, because that's a chance for us getting some silverware on the board this season. So we can win 2 trophies. We are into the FA Cup semi-finals. We've got Chelsea. Solskjaer said, he's delighted that we're in the FA Cup semi-finals, and he's excited about the prospect of a final. We're more or less into the last 8 of the Europa League, because we are 5-0 up against Lask from the first leg. So we're more or less now into, the last eight of the Europa League. By the way, there's been stories coming out saying that Man United, City and Wolves could miss the start of next season because with the European campaign being delayed. I just read some of it this morning. But yeah, so we've got now 6 games remaining in the Premier League. I think we've got the easiest running, to be honest, out of all the Premier League teams. And in reality, we should win at least 5 of our 6 remaining games, or probably win all of our 6 remaining games. Solskjaer recently challenged Manchester United to go unbeaten for the remainder of this season. We are unbeaten now in our last 15 games in all competitions. This is our best vein of form since Solskjaer was the interim manager. So if we win this game against Bournemouth, we will extend our unbeaten run to 16 in all competitions and that. But I think, we are going to win this game against Bournemouth. Like I said, Bournemouth are facing a relegation battle. They are sitting 19th in the Premier League. They're sitting 19th in the Premier League. Of course, we did actually lose at the Vitality Stadium last year. We lost by 1-0. We won the fixture at Old Trafford last season by 4-1. This has been Bournemouth's 5th season in the Premier League because they came up in 2015, did Bournemouth. And I think Bournemouth have beaten us twice in the Premier League game. Like I said, they beat us earlier on the season 1-0. And I think they beat us back in 2015 by 2-1. And, since the resumption of the season, Bournemouth have lost their last 3 games that they've played. They recently lost to Newcastle 4-1. They lost to Wolves 1-0, and they lost at home to Crystal Palace by 2-0. If Bournemouth go down, which is looking very, very likely, then probably Eddie Howe is going to be sacked or could be sacked. Eddie Howe has spent the vast majority of his career with Bournemouth. He spent the vast majority of his managerial career with Bournemouth, and he spent the vast majority of his playing career with Bournemouth. I think he had a spell at Burnley, but prior to that, Eddie Howe's been at Bournemouth in his managerial career and all of that. By the way, I just found out a few players have just recently left Bournemouth. I think Jordan Ibe left because his contract expired. Ryan Fraser left because his contract expired. And also to Jermaine Defoe, he left because his contract expired as well. Bournemouth have got a couple of injuries, like I updated yesterday. I think they've got Charlie Daniels out. They've also got Simon Francis out. Callum Wilson is suspended for this game. Probably Callum Wilson is one of their best players. He got a 2-game suspension. He's got 1 game to serve through his suspension. I can't remember, what he got suspended for. Bournemouth have got some other decent players in their team. Of course, they've got like David Brooks. They've got Lewis Cook. They've got Steve Cook. They've got Jefferson Lerma. They've got Dan Gosling of Bournemouth. They've obviously, got Harry Wilson, who I think is quite good for them. So they have got a few decent players. They've got Nathan Ake. That's a very, very good centre-half for them. But this should be a comfortable Manchester United win. I've already given you my score prediction for the game. I think we are going to win this game by 3-0. We are going to win this game by 3-0. There's no injury updates. I think our only absentees are Phil Jones and Alex Tuanzebe, but they actually now could be almost back for us. So if they are, we have got a fully fit squad. We have got a fully fit squad and that. Yeah, we have got a fully fit squad. But, I've seen a lot of improvements in this 15-game unbeaten run. Like I said, we're scoring more goals. We're creating chances. We're defensively looking very, very good as well because we are keeping clean sheets. And I think, a lot of things have improved under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think definitely his decision making's improved. He seems to be now making the right decisions. Solskjaer now seems to know his best 11, which is also, very, very good because he has been making a lot of rotation throughout the course of this season, but that's reflecting on the injuries we've had. I think Solskjaer now knows his best formation. Let's be honest, he has been changing formation persistently this season. He has been going with the 4-2-3-1. A few times he's gone with a 5-3-2. I think he went with a 5-3-2 against Chelsea and City. A few times he's gone with a 3-4-1-2. A few times he's gone with a 4-3-3. So it's good, that Solskjaer's tried a few different things at Manchester United and that, you know. Also players have improved under him, especially, the top players. We've definitely improved in the transfer market under him, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. What I mean is we've been a bit more sensible with our recruitment, and Solskjaer's recommended the players that he wanted to recommend in, because so far Solskjaer's recommended 5 players into the football club and spent just over £200 million. But he got these players in the 2 previous transfer windows because Solskjaer didn't recommend anyone in his first transfer window at the football club. But the summer transfer window will be Solskjaer's 4th transfer window as Manchester United manager. And it's going to be interesting to see how he approaches the summer transfer window. I don't think yet our transfer budget has been revealed. Solskjaer did say not too long ago that he's unsure how much he's going to have to spend with the financial impact of the coronavirus pandemic and that. Solskjaer's already said he wants to make around 3 or 4 major signings at the end of the season. And I said, didn't I, our expectations next season will be to challenge for the Premier League title. Because, this has been a 7th season now. We've failed to mount any kind of title challenge up. And we haven't won the Premier League since 2013. The last time we won it was in Alex Ferguson's last season. But Solskjaer recently made an admission saying that Manchester United have got to spend to compete with the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool and that. Don't forget though, Ed Woodward the other month said that we will remain competitive in the summer transfer market. And he did say, we won't do business as usual in the summer transfer market. So he ruled out big transfers to Manchester United. Our net debt is just over 429 million because our debt had risen up by almost 130 million. And the coronavirus pandemic did cost us around £28 million. That got revealed the other month. But Solskjaer knows he's got the backing of Ed Woodward and he knows he's got the backing of the Glazers. I did go through with you yesterday, didn't I, what's saved Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job at Manchester United, and there's quite a few things that saved his job at the football club. Definitely the signing of Bruno Fernandes, because he's made a difference in the team. Our record against the big 6 sides this season's been very, very good. I think we've taken 18 points against the big 6 sides this season. So reflecting on that, you can say that saved his job. I think also too, with Solskjaer being a club legend, that could also play a part in it as well. Because don't forget Solskjaer was a great player for the football club for 11 years. He flourished under Alex Ferguson's guidance. Earlier on in the season, we enjoyed our worst start to a Premier League season for 30 years. And reflecting on that, Solskjaer's position at Manchester United was under serious threat. And at that point, there was talks of Mauricio Pochettino coming in. And there was also talks of Massimiliano Allegri coming in. And this unbeaten run, I think, saved his job as well. It really, really has. Our last defeat was that 2-0. Our last home defeat was Burnley, when we lost 2-0, and that was back in January and that, But, Solskjaer's now been at the football club for 18 months, so he has been here a year and a half. I think he's just got under 2 years left on his Manchester United contract, because when he got the job permanently in March last year, he signed a 3-year contract worth around £7.5 million a year. I think Solskjaer's been permanent Manchester United manager. Is it for around 15 or is it 16 months? We're giving the job permanently, reflecting on what he did in that 3-month period when he was the interim manager, Solskjaer and that. Another good thing as well, we have extended a lot of players' contracts since Solskjaer came in. I still think we are facing a bit of a dilemma with contracts because we have still got around, is it 7, 8 players' contracts, or is it 9 players' contracts that are due to expire next year? So this is something, that we do need to resolve. Solskjaer's also got a lot of trustworthy in his young players, which is good. The young players have been given their opportunities this season. I think we've had the youngest squad in the Premier League this season. Don't forget, Angel Gomez recently left the football club after he served 14 years at Manchester United. We failed to agree terms over a new contract for Angel Gomez. So he's another player now that's left under Solskjaer. A lot of players have left, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got recommended into the football club and all of that. But yeah, definitely Solskjaer will be at Manchester United next season. I said, didn't I? He does deserve at least another season because it is a transition period. And it has been a transition period for a while. But Solskjaer knows he'll have bigger expectations to exceed next season. But Champions League qualification is definitely important for us. It's very, very important because if we can get Champions League qualification, we'll generate money, and plus we will attract players to the elite level and that. So we do want to get qualification for the Champions League. But like I've said, I'm very, very convinced that, we can get that top 4. Solskjaer's got big decisions to make in the summer of what players he's going to recommend in, and of course what players he's going to get rid of. Of course he's going to get rid of more of the deadwood at the football club. I think Solskjaer's going to get rid of at least 5 players in the summer transfer window, maybe even more than that. I think he's going to look to get rid of Phil Jones. Also looking to get rid of Chris Smalling permanently. He's on loan with Roma. Don't forget his loan recently got extended with Roma until the end of the season. Probably looking to get rid of Rojo permanently, looking to get rid of Jesse Lingard, also looking to get rid of Andres Pereira. We're also looking to get rid of Alexis Sanchez as well. He's out on loan at Inter Milan. His loan at Inter Milan's just been recently extended until the end of the season and all of that. So we are going to get rid of players in the summer transfer window. So we are going to generate money that way. So wait there a second. We are going to generate money that way and that. But yeah, I think, Solskjaer now could succeed at Manchester United, and, we could get our 21st title under him. Hopefully, we can anyway. Don't forget, we are the most successful team in England, because we have won 20 titles, 13 of them Premier Leagues and that. Like I said to you, we haven't dominated since the Alex Ferguson era though, but since Ferguson's retirement, we have been playing catch-up in the last 7 years. But like I said, we was very critical of Solskjaer earlier on in the season, so too a lot of Man United fans, but, he wasn't only, the culprit, there's been there's been a variety of issues at the club for several years. There's been cultural problems. There's been problems with certain players. There's obviously, been a lot of problems with Ed Woodward and the Glazers because we've been critical of them for several years. We've also had a lot of problems with our board and just the way the football club has been run in general and all of that. But we was critical of Solskjaer earlier on this season because, we weren't playing as we can. We was dropping points to teams who we shouldn't be dropping points to. We lost to Newcastle 1-0 early on the season. We lost at home to Palace 2-1. We drew away with Southampton. That's another game we should be winning. We struggled against Rochdale, don't forget. I think we'd also lost away at West Ham. That was another one we should have won. So we have dropped a lot of points throughout the course of this season. And, we shouldn't have lost at home to Burnley 2-0 either. So... But now, Solskjaer seems to have got things right and, we seem to be heading in the right direction under him, which is very, very good. In the last 7 years, we spent close to the £1 billion range on players. So in reality, reflect on the money we spent, we should be, where Liverpool are right now. By the way, City beat Liverpool by 4-0 yesterday, but obviously it doesn't change the context of the league, obviously, because Liverpool have already won the Premier League and that. Yesterday, I gave you an update on the transfers, didn't I? the transfer news. You know the news on Jadon Sancho. You know, you already know the news on him. You know the news on Jack Grealish. You know, Jadon Sancho's our #1 priority target. Jack Grealish is another one of our priority targets. By the way, Borussia Dortmund have won the race for Jude Bellingham. Yesterday, I give you the news on Antoine Griezmann. Reportedly now he wants to come to the Premier League. You know, because he hasn't done so well with Barcelona and that. But we've got to make signings in the summer transfer window. But I don't think we're going to make 3 or 4 signings in the summer transfer window. I really, really don't. And so, yeah. And by the way, there's been stories recently coming out saying that we could be loaning Eric Bailly out. Of course, Eric Bailly is our backup centre-half. You know, he's a good centre-half, is Eric Bailly. My only element of concern about Eric Bailly is that, you know, he's very, very injury-prone. You know, Delors, you know, maybe he should also leave the club. I don't think, you know, Delors good enough to represent Manchester United. And that showed that in the 2-1 win against Norwich. You know, he was too exposed at right back. You know, he really, really was. So anyway, guys, that's your starting 11 prediction. Everything else updated today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribing as always. And take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.